Episode 7 of the Amazing Digital Circus has now given us 4 brand new teasers, each more intriguing than the last, and together they paint a fascinating picture of where the story is headed. The very first teaser, released directly by Glitch, came with a striking line: "Not every moment is worth remembering." Thank you for watching Episode 6. From the very beginning, this already set the tone for something darker and more reflective. The teaser itself follows directly after the conclusion of Episode 6, showing us the aftermath of the intense confrontation between Pomni and Jax. That was the pivotal moment when Jax finally revealed his true colors, leaving the circus in shock. At the heart of this teaser is a single image, a photograph of Pomni and Jax together during better times, back when they still worked as partners. The fact that we later saw this same photo tossed into the trash strongly implies that it was Pomni herself who discarded it. This tiny but meaningful detail serves as the emotional bridge to the second big preview of Episode 7. For the very first time, we will see a flashback episode inside the circus, one designed to shed light on the unresolved mysteries from Episode 6. During one particularly charged scene, the camera focuses on Jax consumed by anger, directing his frustration and deep emotions toward Ribbit and Kaufmo. Up until now, the show never fully explained what happened between them, why they mattered so much to Jax, and why both eventually fell into abstraction. That unanswered mystery has kept fans in suspense, and Episode 7 promises to finally bring clarity. But how do we know with certainty that the mystery will be addressed? Interestingly enough, the show's creator Gooseworks gave us hints long ago. She released a list teasing the themes of future episodes, and that roadmap clearly suggested that Episode 7 would begin shifting the narrative in a new and mysterious direction. Looking back, we can see the pattern. Episode 5 gave us a spotlight on Regatha, Episode 6 focused heavily on Jax, and Episode 7 was positioned as the turning point where the story would expand beyond the circus's core cast. That's where the idea of a full flashback comes into play. Months ago, right after Episode 5 premiered, Gooseworks even teased that a new character named Ribbit would eventually play a crucial role. She went so far as to release finished sketches and design notes for Ribbit, showing that this character was planned long before. The only apparent problem was the fact that by Episodes 5 and 6, the show strongly implied Ribbit had already been lost to abstraction. Ragatha even made a telling remark at one point: "Jax doesn't have friends anymore." That small line suggested he once did, but something terrible happened to them. The only logical way Ribbit could still be relevant to the story now is through a flashback sequence. Episode 7 seems to be the perfect moment for this, especially since Ribbit has been hinted at multiple times. Perhaps it will be presented in a short sequence, something like the award ceremony vignette we saw at the end of Episode 6, but this time carrying far greater emotional weight. Glitch has also left several small clues pointing directly toward this flashback. In one memorable shot, Jax is seen standing in front of Ribbit's door, gazing at it with a conflicted expression. What most people missed is that he first glanced toward Kaufmo's door, a subtle reminder that both characters were once meaningful parts of his life before abstraction consumed them. That moment was deliberate foreshadowing. It practically guarantees that Episode 7's flashback will involve all 3 characters: Jax, Ribbit, and Kaufmo. We also know from Episode 1 that Kaufmo's abstraction happened after Ribbit's. This means that in the flashback timeline, Kaufmo should still be present, and Glitch has already hinted that he will indeed reappear. In fact, one of their recent teasers, disguised as a simple piece of promotional merchandise, included a short but significant clip of Kaufmo speaking. Many fans dismissed it as filler content, but the show's creator later confirmed that every moment shown in that video was official canon. Right after that statement, we were given Kaufmo's scene. This was no coincidence. It was Glitch's way of quietly highlighting Kaufmo's importance, leading into Episode 7. The third teaser painted an even darker picture for Jax himself. After his emotional collapse at the end of Episode 6, it seems his situation will only worsen from here. The image Glitch released shows Jax standing in the shadows, staring down at the photo of himself with Pomni, the same one thrown away earlier. This is heartbreaking because it confirms that despite his cruel words and actions, Jax still cares for Pomni deep down. His regret was visible even during the award ceremony at the end of Episode 6. Now that guilt seems destined to haunt him further, complicating his role in the circus. It raises the possibility that something even more devastating could happen to him soon. The teasers then shift to something entirely unexpected: the circus's version of a grand award ceremony.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for the Favorite Character Awards! Before anything starts, I'd like to thank the committee for examining our nominees and voting on our winners.
We love you, Kane!
Shut up.
Okay.
But what's an award show without honorable mentions and subcategories? That's right, it's bad! Unlike my show, which is good.
God, you look stupid. So,
Finally, the fourth teaser pulls our focus toward Gangle, a character who has always seemed fragile but has been carrying a hidden burden since the very beginning. In episode 5, Jax openly stated that Gangle had a secret, something far more significant than the silly anime figurine gag used earlier. This secret, for reasons still unclear, was tied to Ragatha. Even in episode 2, Jax went as far as threatening Gangle directly, saying,
I'm into him.
What? You should not ram them! Tommy's still on board!
Do it, it'll be epic.
Why are there so many knives back here?
Do it, or I'll tell Ragatha about the figurine thing.
For Gangle, the very idea of Ragatha learning the truth was unbearable, which is why Jax used it as leverage. So, what is Gangle's secret? The teaser strongly suggests that episode 7 will finally reveal it, and whatever it is, it won't be trivial. The show has been building this up for too long. The wording of Jax's threats indicates it's something deeply personal, something tied to Gangle's very identity. There's also growing speculation that this revelation could push one of the main circus members toward abstraction. Could it be Gangle herself? Or perhaps someone else closely connected to her? Altogether, these 4 teasers point to episode 7 being a massive turning point. The inclusion of Ribbit and Kaufmo in a flashback promises long-awaited answers. Jax's growing guilt hints at an emotional breakdown that could reshape his role, and Gangle's mysterious secret sets up what might be one of the darkest revelations yet. Episode 7 won't just continue the story, it will reframe the circus's entire mythology. Instead of focusing solely on Pomni or Jax, it seems prepared to broaden its scope, revisiting the past to explain the present and laying the groundwork for a potentially devastating future. For fans, this is both exciting and nerve-wracking. We've grown attached to these characters, but the circus is not a safe place, and history shows that not everyone makes it out intact. The episode is shaping up to be a psychological flashback thriller, the kind of story where truth bleeds through in fragments, and what we discover about the past only makes the present more dangerous. Ribbit's role, Kaufmo's importance, Jax's regret, and Gangle's hidden secret all converge here. The question is no longer whether something bad will happen, but who will fall victim next, and what that means for Pomni and the circus as a whole. If episode 6 was about unmasking Jax, episode 7 looks ready to unmask the circus itself.